Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at ktalnews.com, as well as your Weather Authority app. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces, and this is your Wednesday morning forecast update. Today is a weather-ready day for us. We do have a cold front that's going to be moving into the Arklatex this morning, so we will see a severe weather threat in all locations through the morning hours here, but that severe weather threat should come to an end by noon or 1 p.m. today. But just a lot that we're watching for this morning. Mainly looks like the threat in the early morning hours will be some damaging straight line wind gusts, but as we get into the late morning, early afternoon, kind of a narrow window here in some areas where we could see the potential for a tornado. Speaking of tornado, we do have a tornado watch in effect through 7 a.m., so that's for Red River, McCurtain, Franklin, and Titus counties. I would expect there will be an additional watch issued at some point this morning after 7 a.m. That will include quite a few counties and parishes here in the Arklatex, but as I mentioned, pretty quick moving line of storms here, so we won't be moving with it all day or dealing with the storms all day, just kind of a morning thing for us. But as the storms continue to progress to the east, they are going to encounter some more unstable air, or more of the ingredients that will make the storms favorable to bring some severe weather. So the outlook for us today, if you're in the yellow area here, this is where you can expect to see the storms between about 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. this morning. So that's most of Arkansas, East Texas, and again our parishes in Louisiana that kind of hug up to the Texas state line here. This will mainly be a wind threat for us through 10 a.m. Can't rule out an isolated tornado here, but the tornado threat will be a bit higher after 10 a.m. So from about 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. today, the area in orange here where we have the enhanced risk, a few more of those ingredients will be available in that area, especially since we'll warm up a bit this morning. So that warmer air contributing to a higher threat for maybe some damaging wind gusts as well as some tornadoes today. Again, it's a small window for that to occur, but it is something you'll have to be aware of through about noon or 1 p.m. today. So taking a look at your Robbins Toyota Futurecast, it does bring again the stronger storms into northeast Texas and Oklahoma about 6 a.m. this morning. Now you see on Futurecast here, there is a little bit of a downward trend as far as the intensity of the rainfall and the thunderstorms here, and that's because the storms will be encountering usually the coolest temperatures of the day in the morning, so the instability of the ingredients not quite there early in the day. That's a good thing for a lot of areas, but notice as the storms get past Shreveport, we're showing an arrival in Texarkana before 9 a.m. Shreveport right around 9 or 10 o'clock this morning is probably when we'll see the worst of the weather move through Shreveport. But once this line of storms gets east of Shreveport, it will encounter that very warm air, and you can see the storms really explode here for about an hour or two. So that's why we're really watching that 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. window for the potential for some damaging wind gusts as well as some of those tornadoes. And that would be anywhere from Columbia County in Arkansas down through Bienville, Claiborne, Red River, even Sabine and Natchitoches parishes. So that's where we'll have the highest threat for some severe storms later this morning. But notice by 1 p.m. today, all that weather is moved over into the Arklatex, so the Arklatex will begin to see that severe weather threat wane in most areas by the late morning, early afternoon. Could be some additional rain that pops up later today, but there will not be any kind of additional severe weather once we get past that 1 p.m. hour, and we should dry out here later tonight and have some comfortable weather taking over for the day tomorrow. So look at the rainfall potential. Since the storms will be moving through pretty quickly, doesn't appear that we'll see any kind of flash flood threat, as most locations pick up about half an inch to an inch of rain. The temperatures are in the 70s. Once the rain hits, you will likely drop into the 60s briefly. And the other story today is going to be the wind. The winds this morning at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. And I can tell you just from driving into work this morning, the winds that we've had overnight, some wind gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour have caused some of the tree limbs to fall from the trees. So it is one of those things today where the winds will actually be strong enough without the thunderstorms, what we call just gradient winds. Those winds will be strong enough today to likely cause some power outages as well as maybe some tree damage. So that is something we'll have to watch for through the afternoon as well. In fact, we do have that wind advisory in effect until 1 p.m. today. Those gusts will be 40 to 50 miles per hour. Again, this time of the year only takes a 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gust to topple some trees. So again, possibly looking at some scattered power outages through the morning. High temperatures today, again, as the rain hits, we'll drop into the 60s, but once the sun comes back out this afternoon, we'll crank up to about mid to upper 70s today. So it'll be a little cooler than the past few days, but the temperature is not too bad today. Colder tonight, will be in the 40s. The rain will be over by this afternoon, and great day tomorrow, right around 70 degrees. Great weather Friday as well. Still have a little bit of rain coming through Friday night into Saturday morning, but most of the weekend will be dry, and we do have some additional rain late Monday into Tuesday of next week.